Hello everybody, this is JT Productions and welcome back to another preview and prediction video. Today I'll be doing the Troy Trojans. Last season Troy went 5-7, 3-5 in the Sun Belt. Not a great year for the Trojans under their head coach, who got fired by the end of the season, which means they have a new head coach. We'll see how this goes. They got a couple of transfers in also. They got a new head coach, which is John Summeralls, who's in his first season at Troy. We'll see how he'll do in his first season at Troy. They got a couple of transfers in, including Peter Costelli, a quarterback transfer from Utah, wide receiver transfer Rajai Johnson from UAB, wide receiver transfer Eric Shaw from South Carolina, wide receiver transfer Jaden Wilson from Southwest Mississippi Community College, and center Jeremiah Fraser from Tennessee State. Those are all potential candidates for starters, in my opinion. After Gunnar Watson leaves, Peter Castile could take the starting job. So, their roster all around, it's pretty good. Sunbelt standards. You have some seniors and some sophomores on the offensive line. Seniors and juniors, Sophomores, wide receivers. Defensively, you have some youth along with some veterans. So, all around, you have a pretty good team. Can they put it all into play, though? Well, we'll see. Week 1, you have a buzzsaw. You're on the road in Oxford to take on Ole Miss. You're just going to be collecting your check and getting back to Troy, Alabama, on that one. Week 2, you play Alabama A&M. You should cauterize them. They're also not in your league. So you're 1-1 before you go on the road to App State. And like I've said with a lot of these, App State's one of the best Sunbelt teams in my opinion this year. So I think you drop this one in Boone. You're 1-2 before you play Marshall. And Marshall, they're coming in from Conference USA. They're still a very competitive team. Very physical in the way they play their game. And I think you drop this one at home against Marshall. You start the season 1-3 before going on the road with Western Kentucky. This is not the Western Kentucky team from last year. And I think you get the win here. You're 2-3 before facing Southern Miss. Southern Miss, newcomer from the Conference USA, you should be better than them. You should out-physical them. And I think that's exactly what you'll do. You're 3-3. And you play Texas State on homecoming. In my tiers, I think Troy's a little bit better than Texas State, and since it's at home, I'm going to give it to you. So you're 4-3, then you go on the road to South Alabama. They're in rebuild mode. You should win this game simply. 5-3, then you go into your bye week and play some back-to-back pretty difficult teams. You play at Louisiana Lafayette, to where I think you drop that one. If you put a tier out for the most physical teams in the Sun Belt, I would probably give it to Louisiana. Then you're about 3 or 4, 2, 3 or 4. But in Cajun Field in Lafayette, I believe Louisiana will take the win. Then you play Army. Army, they are more talented than you, in my opinion. They'll come to Troy, play their type of football, and come out with a win. So at this point, you are 5-5 before playing your last 2 games of the season. You play Louisiana Monroe and at Arkansas State. Louisiana Monroe, that game is going to be a very physical game. Since it's at home, just like the same logic with the Texas State one, I'm going to give it to you. So now you're 6-5 before going on the road to Arkansas State and Jonesboro. And I believe at this point, Arkansas State's will is going to be absolutely destroyed by the losses they've taken. So I believe you'll get the win there. So there you go. Improvement from last year. Troy goes 7-5 to finish the season, bowl eligible, going bowling, maybe even fighting for the Sunbelt West, I believe. I think they're in the Sunbelt West. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to try to finish all of these by the Week 0 games, the last week of August, which I'm on a good track to. I'm almost done with the Sunbelt and the American. Then I'll just have Conference USA, the Mountain West, and the MAC. So, if you disagree with anything in this video, let me know down in the comments. And all of the other videos about previewing predictions are on my channel in playlist. So, thank you all so much for watching, and Go Dogs.